almost like the rollback is sometimes part of ground deformation, where you would drive up. Yeah, if I'm stationary, I'm going to sink into the ground a little bit, and then, oh, those aren't level. But if I push forward a little bit, you would roll back into the rut that you've created, because you sank into the dirt. Maybe it's a function of that, I don't know. But then on a hill, what happens is you sink back and then you carry on rolling, which is less than ideal. Alrighty. Oh, that's not what I was planning, guys. That's a little bit better. That's almost a lot better. Give that a little bit of a push. How are we doing on seed? We're still at 96% seed, 83% fertilizer, but we didn't put a full tank of fertilizer, so may not be too bad of a deal right now. Okay, that's the 4 over here. Let's go get the next 4. And stab. Okay. Times I will attempt. Oh, people are getting paid. I will attempt to grab 2 bales at the same time. I suppose I've got a spare weight in the yard now. We could go fetch that. Okay. I am going to try and do this a little bit more precisely, so that it takes, you know, it's always a question though. Am I taking too long to stack where I could just be delivering what's on the trailer and then coming back? Is the extra bales that I'm taking the time to manage to fit on the trailer worth just load the trailer up with 6 bales and sell them and do it again? And it doesn't matter how badly I stack them. It's not bad, I guess. When Farm Sim 25 first came out, I did play on Riverbend Springs, is it? The American map that came with the game. And I did try small bales. Oh, do not do that. Tiny square bales. Supposedly stackable by hand, but good grief. That was a nightmare. I mean, although doing this isn't exactly the greatest. And so far I haven't actually tried really putting bales on trailers because of the proximity of the sell point. And I've really only managed to make, I mean, we cut the grass 2 times last year and made 25 bales in 2 cuts. But just stabbing a bale, driving out, selling it, doing the next one has generally been quite a quick way of doing things. You don't need any precision doing that. Okay. Oh. How's that looking? That's very close to the back. Ooh, quick, jump up. Try not to stab yourself in the head, and okay. So we will very carefully move this over here. So I could get 6 more bales on the back, 2, 4, 6, which still leaves us a ton more. So maybe that's what I'll do. So once again, park that up there. And get this one again. But yeah, the tiny square bales, I mean, they're hand movable, but frustrating as all get out. You make so many of them as well. So, not the greatest. But I think this is only the second time I've used the Vicon Fast Bale for any work. And that's getting a little bit frustrating. The first 2 cuts, because there was so little yield, the baler would run at like 12 miles an hour, just churning out bales as it went, wrapped bales as it went. The problem with that is there weren't that many. Now, this latest cut was incredible yield, obviously. 75 bales as opposed to 20 in 2 cuts. So it was 10 per cut. We got basically 3 per field and a bonus one. Not a good yield. And so 75, we were down to about 4 miles an hour, and I've only got a single cut bale. I guess the windrower is it's a single row windrower that if you go up the field and then down the field, you get 2 rows in one. But as I said, the yield that we had was such that it was way more than the baler could cope with going max speed. Okay, let's chunk that on the top there. Once again, I'm probably going to regret it, but I'm not going to clamp these down until the last of the bales are on the top. That was well. That was very nice. And stab it. More stabby bales. And that pole might be an issue. Okay, sneak this up again, and do not fall off, you boo. Okay. All right, that came off nicely. I don't even know how good it looks, but that did its thing. Let's stab that one. Let's suppose the good thing about that other bale falling off the back does mean that I can get it put back on slightly more neatly than it was. Now let's try not to electrocute ourselves on the power lines. That front bale is floating around, which unfortunately less than ideal, but I only want one more, but well, okay, I only want one more bale to put on the back. Unfortunately, I've still got the bale that fell off the other side as well. Maybe what we do is stab that one. Oh, that's right in the way, isn't it? That's unfortunate. Well, let's see how this works. Okay. You know what? I think I might call that good enough. I am not wanting to go backwards. Okay, there we go. Stab. That's good enough. Turn the engine off. Okay, and 3, 2, 1. Gotcha. So, as per usual, farm sim physics a little bit squirrely. And part of the issue here is obviously things just get interfered with stuff that's close by and just mess things up. And that should be good. 10,000, nice. How are we doing with, we're still at 90% thing, but we are short on fertilizer. So we've used 10% seed, we've used, yeah, we're down to 69% fertilizer, so that's not ideal. I think we're going through fertilizer way faster than I would like, but my plan was to use precision farming when it came out, and normally I don't spread fertilizer with a planter. There have been issues in the past doing that, where your crop sensors and that don't really work too well, and really you only have to spread fertilizer once unless you're kind of metering it carefully. If you go out on a field with crop sensors and spray the field when the crop's there, because obviously crop sensors need something to see, at least they don't have to by game mechanics, but it kind of makes sense by a science mechanic. If you can't see the crop, then how do you know how much nitrogen to add to it? I will usually wait till the crop germinates, then go out and spray it. But that's all, if you're applying exactly what it needs, that's the one and only time you need to fertilise. Normally I will have some form of animal that provides a more natural source of fertilisation or nitrogen, and I will go and pre-nitrogenate the crop up to about 100 kilograms per hectare, or whatever the measurement is, and that will give me a good reduction in how much I'm spending on the liquid fertilizer that I'll come and apply more accurately at a later stage. Okay, that's horrible, dude. That is not what you want to do. Let's lift that up. And that's relatively straight. Let's lift that up. And forward half a bale length. And down. Again, not what I want. Like I said, precision of lining up the bales is, it takes time, and am I wasting time by doing this? Okay, that looks marginally better. Now obviously, if I was using bigger bales, this would actually be a little bit more tricky. Because the bigger bales, obviously, larger radius, more room on the trailer, but more product. So when you get a bale stacker, the bigger bale starts coming into its own, because I can carry 28 bales regardless of how big they are. So at that point, the bigger the bale, the more product you can carry. But on a trailer like this, if I can carry 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 bales, small, I'm probably only able to carry 12 medium and 6 large, maybe even 10 medium. And so when you're doing that, you're kind of getting less or similar amounts of product, but it does take less time to load 6 bales than it does to load 14. So there is that. Okay, that's all of those done. Let's go fetch the ones at the bottom. Oop. And lift. So this could get interesting. If I can get 4 on, that's good. That looks close enough. Let's rotate, lower, back up, and perfect for now. Perfect until I put something next to it and it all goes squirrely on me. We've been having a lot of thunderstorms this week. I was supposed to have a meeting on Friday. That got called off because one of the guys who needed to be at the meeting had no electricity. Now, the funny thing, we have a whole home generator, and since we had it installed, it's never been needed because we've never lost mains power. It's kind of funny. Before we had the generator installed, we lost power twice in that year, but then that was it. Since that first year, we had the generator installed, and there's been no power outages since then. Funny thing is, we did get an email from the power company telling us, "Oh, we'll be restoring your power shortly." It's like, hang on a minute. Stuck my head out the back door. No, generator's not running. What are you talking about? But apparently, the entire area around us had no power, but we're on a separate line from the transformer, so our power wasn't actually out. Kind of amusing. Okay, let's try this again. It looks like I managed to nudge that front bale into position. Now I need to swing this over a little bit and then push it back in, and we'll go front to back here and drop that there. Lift the tractor's front wheels off the ground and we are good. Okay. Trying to look in the lake, see if anything has ended up there, because that's not outside the realms of possibility on these fields. Looks like we've managed to find everything, so... Oh, doink. That's 400 wages, so we've already got another hour of game time. 11 o'clock already, and still got 60% fertilizer, so it's not too bad, I guess. Oh. Doink. And back it up. No. Go forward. And back it up. There you go. Okay, now. Strap that down. Alrighty, let's go get the next 6, maybe. Assuming I don't knock everything flying, because that's always good fun. This job not quite as relaxing as cutting the grass, but hey, it takes me a fair amount of concentration, and I don't, in spite of the fact I don't do this very often, I don't generally make too bad of a job of it. Back that up a little. That will roll into the crack. Yes. Okay, next one. I'm generally going to try and grab the ones that are in a position to roll down the hill if I'm not careful. Oh, that's not the greatest of stabs. I think this one, because it's on the left side of the fork, we'll put it on the left side of the trailer. Round and round. next? We'll go grab this one. And up here. So I think the last few is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.